Real Madrid managed a 1-0 victory away against Athletic Bilbao. Once again with Real Madrid, it was a controversial win. Let's start with what Ilkay Muniain had to say. This is the Athletic Bilbao forward saying, we've seen how things have gone in recent weeks, depending which team it is. Some penalties are given. Let everyone reach their own conclusions. Iñaki Williams putting out a tweet as well, putting a penalty that he felt Athletic Bilbao should have had. Let's start off with the Real Madrid penalty that was given that proved to be the difference. Right decision, Frank?
Yes, for me it's the right decision because I think even if the defender is before Marcelo, I don't know what he's doing. He tries to control the ball when you have to kick the ball away, and he makes a contact willing to protect the ball and in fact making an obstruction to Marcelo, avoiding him to get the ball back, and he stamps on him. So there is a contact. So you can say it's a penalty. Yeah, it's a penalty for me.
Now, moments after that, but Athletic Bilbao felt that they should have had a penalty. Raúl García apparently stood on by Sergio Ramos. Ali, what do you think?
Okay. Using the replay ban, why are you saying apparently stood on Raúl García?
Yeah.
He did. So, and here's the thing. If you're an Athletic Bilbao fan, and by extension a Barcelona fan, you're looking at this and you're saying, wait a minute. So Marcelo gets stood on and stepped on, that's a penalty. But then Sergio Ramos, whether he means it or not, whether it's fortuitous or not, he steps on Raúl García and VAR doesn't take a look at that. Every part of you as a fan is going to say, wait a minute, what's going on in here? What's this all about? Why are we favoring Real Madrid? To me, it's once again VAR not being used and implemented the way it should. It was correct in the Marcelo call, and it was a penalty for Real Madrid. But at the very least, they should have taken a closer look at what this play was with Raúl García and Sergio Ramos, because there's no doubt that Sergio Ramos steps on the player. And if one step is a penalty on one 18-yard box, then it should be a penalty on the other 18-yard box.
So a couple of points that have been brought up. The first being it was accidental from Sergio Ramos, Frank.
Yes, of course, it can be accidental, but I think it's from the defender when Marcelo is stamped on his foot is also accidental. So both are accidental, but there is on both sides contact. And I heard another stupid things that saying that there weren't any ball in between Raúl García and Ramos when Ramos stamped on Raúl García. That's the most stupid things that I ever heard. So it means that you can kick somebody if you don't have the ball to run. No, for me there was a penalty on Marcelo, but it's definitely a penalty on Raúl García because it's the same situation. Ball or without ball, I don't know. And I don't want to blame Real Madrid. I don't want players to be blamed. That's only, as Ali said, the VAR or the referee decision. I don't know if they love Real Madrid. That's not the question. They are making so many mistakes that is completely insane. That is insane in that level. Just check the VAR and maybe you will see that Ramos did the same thing that the defender, and I forgot his name, on Marcelo. So it's penalty on both sides. That's it.
Sergio Ramos said, it's true that I stepped on Raúl García, but he's behind me and I didn't see him. The ball is not in play. I don't think it's anything, Ali.
Stupid.
Sergio,
stupid.
I love you, bro. I love your beer and the man bond. I love everything about you, but you're wrong. Because that's no excuse. The fact that you don't know he's there is no excuse. It's your responsibility to be aware of your surroundings as a defender. You can't just step on players because you don't know that they're there. The truth of the matter is that, first of all, Sergio Ramos is too good of a defender to not know that Raúl García is behind him. His experience and his ability to see the field will let him know what his surroundings are and what is around him. And so, therefore, that's an argument that has no validity whatsoever. And even if he doesn't know and he steps on the player, it's still his responsibility, still a foul, still should have been a penalty.
It wasn't, though, as if the ball was being crossed in at the time, Ali. It was faffing around outside the box. Does that make any difference?
Dan, I don't know if this is the moment in which you take that Barcelona jacket that you have and just take it off and just showcase your Real Madrid jersey. But the truth is that there is no excuse for Sergio Ramos to just step on a player, whether it's an accident or not. As Frank just very eloquently said it, and he put it, you can't just go around kicking people on the field, even if the ball is not anywhere around you. That's unacceptable. That is a foul. That is foul play, and therefore it should have been a penalty. There's no doubt about that. And if VAR had indeed gotten involved correctly, there is no doubt that this step on Raúl García should have been a penalty.
Andújar Oliver, former La Liga referee, says, Frank, Ramos stomping on Raúl García is involuntary. It is not a penalty.
Yeah, but that's stupid. That's very insane what I hear. Because I think that the defender of on Marcelo's fault didn't do it on
Dani
purpose
García.
as well. It was accidental. Yes, thank you. He didn't do it on purpose. So it was a mistake. He had the ball on top of it.
But the ball was just there, wasn't it, Frank? Does the fact the ball was there in the box that make any difference?
Yeah, but the thing is, Raúl García cannot be after in the cross because he's on the floor. Because he's been stamped on his foot by Ramos. So you can find anything that you want. There is a foul on Marcelo because that's stupid what the defender did it, and he should have kicked the ball away, but not protect it and make an obstruction. But when Ramos stamps on Raúl García, wherever the ball is, you're not allowed to stamp on some player's foot anywhere on the field.
He didn't see him, Frank. He didn't know he was there.
Yes. As Ali said, Sergio Ramos, he may be the best defender in the world. He knows where Raúl García is. And I know that guy is so clever that maybe he might have done that on purpose.
What is your cat? Did we just see your cat in shot, Frank? What does he think about it all?
My cat, they said that's a tricky stamp from Ramos. He should have been red carded.
Regardless of whether or not it should have been a penalty, at the other end we saw Sergio Ramos convert his 22nd consecutive penalty. This is quite something big. A couple of things I always think with Ramos was that big miss that he had against Bayern Munich those years ago in the Champions League, Frank. And today you had all the fighting that was going on outside the box. It seemed to take an age for him to take the pen, but once again it was unstoppable.
Yeah, it's really amazing. I mean, I used to, I was a penalty taker, and I know the pressure that you have, especially on games like that, where you know that if you win, you might win the title, and you have nobody, or it's a real silence, but you see people fighting. And you look at on the replay where he never look at the ball. He always look at the goalkeeper to see if he's going to dive, whether on the left or right, and picks the right side and really put the ball at the right place. I mean, that's a real art from him. He's a real specialist. He has the nerves to shoot it like that. I mean, you know that I'm fan of Sergio Ramos, the way he works, the way he defends, even if he makes lots of fouls. But the way he kicks penalties is a real art, and I'm very, very impressed.
Mentally, Ali, I couldn't cope with that. I'd start crying, running on the run-up. Mentally, you know the pressure's on you. You know all eyes are on you as a Real Madrid captain. Your one chance probably to win the game. And it delivers time after time.
Part of that, Dan, is that he wants to be in that position. It's the basketball player who wants the ball at the end of the game because he wants to make the game-winning shot. It's that guy. It's the guy who wants all the eyes and all the pressure and everybody looking at him. And that is the reason as to why I look at Sergio Ramos. And there's no doubt in my mind that he is the face of Real Madrid. Whether you think of Gareth Bale and you think of Eden Hazard or Karim Benzema, some of the other players that this team has that are also big-name players. The face and the personality of this team is Sergio Ramos. And the way that he plays and the way that he wins is the way that this team wins. It's tough. It's physical. It's 50-50 challenges. It's doing what you need to do in order to get 3 points. And you see that time and time again from Sergio Ramos. You have seen it over the course of his career. And currently you're seeing it with some consistency from Real Madrid. It's a team that has a lot of talent. It's a team that can pass the ball around. But over the last couple of games, they have said, you know what, we're going to fight our way through this. And they have been very successful. You've asked me time and time again that whether this team needed to be perfect from the restart in order for them to have a chance to win the title. Well, they have been perfect. They have held their end of the bargain. Barcelona has not.
The final question, completely off topic. Would playing in that beard not get in the way, Frank? That's hot.
What?
Excuse me. I don't want to answer to that question. I mean, I don't know where it comes from.
Well,
you know,
it's not just a genuine question. It's blooming hot in Spain. You got a big beard in your face running around everywhere. As a man who couldn't grow that sort of beard.
It's okay, you know. It's okay. You breathe with your nose and your mouth, you know, and that's all right. I know I've got a beard, and that's okay. The length of the beard doesn't change anything for your breathing. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. Ali, please, can you answer for me? I don't know.
Well, surely it's hot. This is my point. It's very hot with all that on your face.
I don't know what you're talking. I don't have hair, and I get burnt, and I'm so hot because I don't have hair. So you maybe, I don't know, here if you get hot because you have a beard, try once, Dan. It's nothing to do. I mean, there's nothing to answer about that, you know. I love that question. It should be on extra time.
Well, no, I know. But if I'm wearing a big fur coat, it's still got to play soccer in it, surely.
Yeah, but there is some air. I mean, air, not hair. Air goes through the beard. That's all right. That's all right.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPNFC 7 days a week, subscribe to ESPN+.